So with the release of many new sets in Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 came a fan favorite return of one of LEGO's most sacred themes, the Wild West. Crafted from the fan designer Brick Project, he created the ultimate goldmine set that captures all the amazing things that made the Western lifestyle so romanticized, including multiple Easter eggs and background stories for each and every character. I recently reached out to him for an interview and was able to ask some of the most asked questions in the community and got some answers. Some of the questions include some of the questionable design changes as well as a deeper look at what the process is when designing a LEGO set with Bricklink. Starting off, I asked, I see on the sign out front that it has the particular year 1799. Is there a particular reason for this? The response was, thanks for the question. Indeed, there's a special reason for that. It's kind of a reference to the origins of the U.S. gold rush. In fact, this was the year when a 12-year-old boy stumbled upon a massive Yellowstone, weighing 17 pounds, in North Carolina. He didn't know it at the time, but it turned out to be a gold nugget. This discovery gradually led to the very first American gold rush, known as the Carolina Gold Rush. This Easter egg isn't meant to depict Brick Creek Mine as a historically accurate mine, but rather to serve as a subtle reference to the date when the American Gold Rush began. Next question I asked was the inclusion of bandits and the guns an idea LEGO came to you with, or how did that become a part of the overall story that's happening with this set? Because the initial design had no bandits, no weapons, and less characters. His response was, from the very beginning, we wanted to increase the number of minifigures to bring more life to the model and open up new storytelling opportunities. In that way, I wanted each character to have a clear role on site, creating a coherent cast that could naturally be tied to different sections of the set. I quickly came up with the idea of dividing the minifigures into 3 groups: the miners, the mine's residents, and of course, the bandits. Including bandits felt natural as they add a huge amount of storytelling potential and bring back some childhood memories of playing with my LEGO Sheriff vs. Bandit sets. To make them more intimidating, I gave them weapons and added bandanas to set them apart from the good guys. Now, I just love that he put so much thought into all these characters. It really goes a long way, in my opinion, when getting a set like this, because it's like you're not just buying the set itself, but you're actually getting a piece of story and lore that will live on forever in the LEGO world. The next question was, any new stickers you got to create, and what is that like, or what limitations are there from LEGO? His answer was, we slightly reworked the stickers to better capture the Wild West feel of the set. One element I absolutely wanted to include was a large map of the region that this set takes place in, as it adds more important context to the model and places it in the Wild West world. This map is located in Dr. Brickwood's office, which is on the first floor, and thanks to his size, I was inspired to hide a small Easter egg behind it. It's the place where he hides all his money, and the second Easter egg in his room is located behind the bookshelf, where Brickwood conceals his most precious book, a detailed glossary of all the secret mines he has uncovered throughout his career. To avoid having repetitive stickers, we also replaced one of the 2 circular signs on the back of the model, featuring the date 1799 with an old golden clock, a typical Wild West detail. Also, to enrich the set even further, we added a new sign at the very front displaying the name of the place along with details about its owner. I'm very happy with how the stickers turned out. Now, I just love the fact of Dr. Brickwood being this sort of Indiana Jones, Johnny Thunder type character where he's going around to mines, discovering them, maybe looting them, and he's got that really cool Indiana Jones feel to him. I really love that his inclusion is in this set. Next question was, what happened to the trees? The initial design had more and larger trees that were flowering. Did this come down to an economic constraint from LEGO, or what was that about? The answer I got was, for structural and stability reasons, we had to slightly reduce the size of the tree trunk. Because the set is meant to be produced in multiple copies, everything has to be sturdy and smooth to use. so we had to make sure it remains playable and structurally solid. This change was also necessary because of the set's modular concept. When separating the different levels, the trunk could collide and make the play experience less enjoyable with pieces falling apart. But if anybody does want to customize the model later with the older tree designs, I'd be happy to share the instructions with them. The next question was, a big change, it seems, was the inclusion of named characters and backgrounds for them. Now, do you get to personally come up with the names and story for each character, or was this done in collaboration with LEGO to align with lore? His response was, I was given full creative freedom when creating the minifigures' names. It's not something that's strictly required, but I always find it exciting when LEGO sets include this kind of detail, as it immediately draws you into the universe and helps build a specific lore around each model. I did my best to stay true to LEGO's already established Wild West world without altering its essence, while also giving each character their own personality and backstory. My main sources of inspiration were the LEGO and LEGO movie universe, as well as classic Western films and stories. The question I had was, are there any Easter eggs that no one has even noticed yet, or may not get, that you can help us out with? The response was, the name Dr. Brickwood is directly taken from one of the main characters in a previous mock of mine, Brickwood Manor, the long-abandoned home of the Brickwood family, which has since turned into a spooky mansion. I loved it when different creations tie together, building a larger, interconnected story. I asked, was there a particular thing in your original design that LEGO said you have to change? Now, the response was, yes, there are a few elements throughout the set that required revisions, mainly issues with collisions from the trees, illegal building techniques, or parts that are no longer in production, which sometimes required redesigns, recolors, or part substitutions. The same goes for the minifigures, where the palette is frequently updated and often requires revisions. But all these kinds of changes are usually handled directly by Bricklink and the quality check team to make sure the set is ready for production and the playable features are smooth to use. My next question was, Sheriff Colt and his enemy Craggle Bill was a joke about the Craggle glue from the LEGO movie. What made you come up with that? Because I love it. His answer was, creating the names was a really fun process for me since I love slipping in little nods to LEGO lore. I wanted to come up with a terrifying name, and after seeing the LEGO movie, what could be more terrifying than Craggle glue? The same joke applies to the brick separator, which is undoubtedly the minifigure's second greatest fear after Craggle glue. My next question was, what is your favorite LEGO set of all time and favorite Western movie? As a devoted Pixar fan, I have to say that the Wall-E set will always remain my favorite. In the Western theme, though, my favorite has to be the Bandits' Secret Hideout. It's hard to pick just one movie, though, but I must say I really enjoyed The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, as well as Dances with Wolves, among many other classic Westerns. And finally, I asked, were there any upcoming things that you'd like to share? Final response was, I would love to expand the Wild West universe again, as I think that it hasn't been explored enough in recent years, even though it still has so many stories waiting to be told. I'm also considering exploring more of the stories behind some of the newly created characters. Nothing concrete to share just yet, but I hope to bring you some exciting new creations very soon. So there you have it, guys, the entire review and interview from the designer of the Goldmine Expedition set, and I will see you in the next